Hi, my name is Keaton Zahorsky, and I chose to do my service learning project over the Alva Wesleyan Church worship team. I've entitled my presentation, My Rockstar Debut. Throughout this presentation, I'll have 4 points. My first one discusses the ethical diversity. The second one will discuss the unique leadership style. My third point will discuss the principles of ethics. And my fourth one will get into the organizational problems that I encountered. Now, music has always been a passion of mine. At the age of 14, I first started drumming, and by 15, I had really gotten into it. At the age of 16, I picked up my first guitar, and I soon began taking lessons and learning and feeding that passion of mine. When the opportunity arose to join the Alva Wesleyan Church worship team, I jumped on it, and this proved to be a great experience in which I could learn and grow. During my time in the Alva Wesleyan Church worship team, I experienced a lot of ethical diversity. Now, in your standard organization, they're going to be selling a product in order to make a profit to benefit the workers in the form of a paycheck and ultimately stimulate the economy. That wasn't the case with the Alva Wesleyan Church. Being a nonprofit organization, they offer spiritual food to its customers. They operate strictly on donations. They benefit the community as a whole, and generally they stimulate charity among the entire community. On my second point, I'll discuss the leadership style. I believe the leader of the Alva Wesleyan Church worship team was very task-oriented. This was very helpful whenever we had deadlines getting a task done, but I felt it sometimes hindered the relationships among team members and often lacked emotion. The mindset was also an important factor of the leadership. I felt that the team leader had a fixed mindset as opposed to a growth mindset. Therefore, creativity was often hindered and new ideas weren't carried out even though there was a chance for growth. Carrying on with the leadership styles, her influence tactics that she used, I believe, had to do with the subject matter expert. The team worship leader was very learned in the area of music and music theory. Therefore, anytime a group member had a question about how a piece is to be played, they looked to her for the advice. As Andrew Dubrin states, becoming a subject matter expert on a topic of importance to the organization is an effective strategy for gaining influence, and I do believe this was the case at the Alva Wesleyan Church. For my third point, we have principles of ethics. I believe that the church had a very high standard of ethics, and I was never asked to do anything that was shady or unethical. I felt that their ethics were very high and they were very out and open about everything. A con that I found was there was a bias towards the elderly generation in the church. I felt that the music was more traditional and they sang hymns rather than the new contemporary style to suit the elderly generation of the church. For my fourth point, we have organizational problems. One problem that I found throughout my experience at the Alva Wesleyan Church was a lack of clear communication. This was evident in often members would show up to practice and nobody would be there because the practice had been rescheduled, but the members weren't clearly informed. I believe a solution to this problem would be to send updates through emails or text to let the members know of any updates that happened while they were absent. A second organizational problem that I found was a lack of encouragement and support. I believe that rather than working as a team, it was often a competition among team members to see who could be the best or who could receive the most attention. I believe a solution to this was, instead of criticizing another when they messed up, use constructive criticism to build them up and help them become a better musician. Another factor that could help this is encouraging teamwork. By encouraging teamwork, you could work together and provide the greater good so that the whole team could get the glory instead of just one person. I believe Carol Dweck highlighted the environment that I was in this team in an interview in which she stated, "In a fixed mindset environment where people are evaluating each other's brains and talents, it's each person for him or herself. Everyone is so busy impressing everyone else and competing for recognition that no one's able to learn, enjoy their job, to cooperate, or think of the longer-term health of the company. I believe this unfortunately was the case at the Alva Wesleyan Church. Here's a picture of Easter Sunday in which you have the whole team playing on stage. On the far left is the team leader, Beth Smith. Right next to her is her son, Caleb Smith, who played the bass. On the right side of him is Skeeter Bird, who played the drums. I'm in the middle playing guitar. And you have your three singers here, Teresa Rader, Jeff Kayott, and Raylyn Bird. Here's a close-up of me during my solo playing Christ the Lord Has Risen on Easter Sunday. Although this picture is a little bit dark, this is the service on Christmas of 2011. It was a community service on Christmas Eve in which everybody came together and sang Christmas songs and celebrated Christ's birth. Here's a close-up. Notice the gold bow for the festivities. I had a lot of fun. I focused on it, but I really did enjoy my time up there. That concludes my presentation. Overall, this was a great learning experience. I got to experience the leadership structure of the organization and get to experience the organization inside and out. The performance was also a major plus. I had great fun up there, and I believe that it really has enhanced my guitar playing ability. Thank you for listening.